Imagine for a second you're a poor boatman. Out of the kindness of your heart, you offer two travelers a free ride across the river. But right in the middle of the journey, one of them suddenly takes a sharp axe and smashes a hole right through your precious boat. Or imagine this: a beautiful, innocent child is playing right in front of you. Suddenly, someone walks up and for no apparent reason takes that child's life. Your heart would explode with rage, wouldn't it? You'd probably think, is there absolutely no justice in this world? But what if I told you the man doing these things was no ordinary man, and the one standing right next to him, watching in absolute shock, was no ordinary person either? He was one of the greatest prophets of God, Prophet Musa, or Moses, peace be upon him. Today on Noorvia, I'm going to share the story of a journey so profound that once you hear it, all your unanswered questions, your deepest heartbreaks, and the why me's of your life will finally make perfect sense. The story begins in a very unusual way. Prophet Musa was standing before a massive crowd of the children of Israel, delivering a powerful, emotional sermon. You could hear a pin drop. Suddenly, a man stood up and asked, "O Prophet of Allah, who is the most knowledgeable person on earth right now?" Musa answered quite simply, "I am." He wasn't technically wrong because he received direct revelation from God, but Allah wanted to teach His beloved Prophet a profound lesson. Allah wanted to show him that human knowledge is just a single drop of water, while divine knowledge is an infinite ocean. Allah revealed to him, "O Musa, where the two seas meet, there is a servant of mine, whom I have given more knowledge than you." Musa was amazed. He asked, "O Allah, how will I find him?" Allah instructed, "Take a cooked fried fish in a basket. Where you see that dead fish come back to life, jump into the water and make its way through the sea. That fish will lead you right to him." Without a second thought, Prophet Musa set out with his young companion, Yusha bin Nun. After a long, exhausting journey, they sat down to rest near a massive rock. Musa fell into a deep sleep, and right then, a miracle happened. The dead fried fish in their basket suddenly sprang to life, jumped into the sea, and the water magically parted like solid rock, creating a tunnel for it. Yusha saw this unbelievable sight, but when Musa woke up, Satan made Yusha completely forget to tell him. They kept walking for a full day and night. Finally, exhausted, Musa said, "Bring us our food. This journey has worn us out." That's when it hit Yusha. Filled with regret, he said, "I completely forgot. When we were resting by that rock, the fish came alive and slipped away into the sea in such an amazing way." Musa's face lit up. "That is exactly the place we were looking for." They retraced their footsteps back to the rock, and there they found a man resting, covered in a garment. "We know him as Khidr." Prophet Musa approached him with deep humility and asked, "May I follow you so that you can teach me some of the right guidance you have been taught?" Khidr looked at him and said something very strange. He said, "Musa, you will never be able to have patience with me. And how can you have patience for what you do not fully understand?" Musa promised he would not ask any questions. And so began the most mysterious journey in history. They walked until they reached a river bank. A group of poor boatmen recognized Prophet Musa and respectfully took them on board without charging a single penny. While on the boat, something beautiful happened. A tiny sparrow flew down, sat on the edge of the boat, and took a single drop of water from the sea into its beak. Khidr looked at Musa and said, "O Musa, you see that single drop of water in the bird's beak? My knowledge and your knowledge combined, compared to Allah's infinite knowledge, is just like that one drop compared to this entire ocean." But before Musa could even process that massive truth, the first incident happened. Khidr suddenly took an axe and smashed a gaping hole into the wooden boat of those poor, kind men. Musa was stunned. He couldn't stay quiet. He blurted out, "What did you just do?" These people gave us a free ride, and you want to drown them? Khidr replied calmly, Didn't I tell you? You won't be able to have patience with me? Realizing his mistake, Musa fell silent. They continued their journey. While walking along a river, they saw some innocent children playing. Suddenly, Khidr walked up to the most beautiful boy among them and took his life. Just pause for a second. Did your heart just skip a beat? What would you do if someone did that right in front of you? Musa completely lost it. He shouted, You killed an innocent soul? You have done a horrific thing. Khidr reminded him once again of his warning. Musa made a final promise. If he asked anything else, Khidr should part ways with him. The journey went on. Both were starving. They reached a town and asked the people for some food. But the townspeople were so stingy and mean that they refused to give them even a single meal and practically chased them away. Hungry and insulted as they were leaving the town, Khidr noticed an old wall that was about to collapse. He stopped and with his own hands repaired the crumbling wall for free, making it stand perfectly straight again. That was the breaking point for Musa. His patience was gone. He said, These people refused to feed us, they chased us out, and you repaired their wall for free? You could have at least asked for some wages so we could buy a single meal. Khidr turned around. With a calm, grave voice he said, This is the parting between you and me. But before I go, let me tell you the hidden truth behind the things you couldn't bear patiently. Musa, that boat I damaged, it belonged to some poor orphans who worked at sea to feed their families. But just ahead of them, a ruthless tyrant king was waiting. He was violently seizing every good flawless boat by force. I made a defect in it, so that the king's men would see the damage and leave it alone. Now, those poor boys can fix the boat and save their livelihood. And that innocent boy, his parents were deeply pious and faithful believers. But that boy was destined to grow up into a horrific tyrant and a disbeliever. Out of blind love for him, he would have dragged his parents into disbelief and ruined their faith. Allah wanted to take him away, so that he could replace him with a child who would be purer, kinder, and a true blessing to them. And the final incident, that broken wall, underneath it was a hidden treasure belonging to two orphan boys in the city. Their father was a very righteous man. If that wall had collapsed today, those greedy townspeople would have looted their treasure. Your Lord intended that those boys reach maturity and then dig up their treasure safely. Before leaving, Khidr said something that should be engraved in all our hearts. He said, O Musa, I did none of this out of my own free will. It was all the plan and command of my Lord. The story ends there, but let's open the book of your own life for a second. We all have things we never got, intense pain we just can't seem to accept. Maybe you worked day and night for your dream job, but it fell through. Maybe the person you trusted more than yourself betrayed you and walked away. Maybe a dream you built piece by piece just shattered like a house of cards right in front of your eyes. And in those moments we break down. We cry and say, God, why did this happen to me? I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't cheat anyone. So why are you giving me this pain? But we are only seeing what's right in front of our eyes. Just like Prophet Musa only saw the broken boat. He couldn't see the tyrant king waiting around the river bend. That dream that shattered for you today, who knows? Maybe there was a tyrant king hiding behind it. Maybe getting that job would have taken you far away from your creator. Maybe if that person stayed in your life, they would have destroyed both your worldly life and your hereafter. Believe me, sometimes Allah puts a hole in our beloved little boat just to save our entire lives from a massive disaster. He takes away a cheap clay toy from our hands just to empty our hands so He can place a priceless diamond in them. So, from today on, whenever things don't go your way, when it feels like all the doors are closed, don't cry in despair. Just take a deep breath, look up at the sky, smile, and say, Oh my Lord, I don't know what is truly good or bad for me. Whatever you have done is for my own good. I am completely satisfied with your plan. Dear viewers, how did this mysterious and deeply emotional story from the Holy Quran make you feel? Can you relate any part of this story to the struggles in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. If this video brought even a little bit of peace to your heart, please hit that like button and share it with your loved ones to help lighten the burden on their hearts too. For more life-changing stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Noorvia. Take care and always trust in the divine plan of your Lord. Assalamu alaikum.